Hey Ryan, you might remember me. I'm Sonia. I was at your event, or I was at the Play the Par last Friday. I come in there quite often with Clendon's group and Dee's group. You know, I'm part of BNI, and I do SEO and marketing. And so Glendon told me to talk to you last week, and I got your card, and I told you that I was just going to do an SEO like oversight and look at your website. So let me see. I was copying and pasting that. Okay. So we're just going to go over a couple of things real quick. I'm going to look at content. I'm going to look at citations, and then I'm going to look at backlinking. And I will explain what those things are to you. So let's just get started. Like, I wanted to look at your website, and the rule of thumb, websites, you should have about 1,500 words of content. Google likes to know exactly what you do and where you do it. So with that content, we want to make sure that we have the right buyer intent keywords and that we're really letting Google know it's kind of like an educational source for people that are, looking online and wanting to find a golf simulator or indoor golf place. So I just put it in a word counter because I want to see how many words you have on your website. And you only have 666 words. So that lets me know there's a lot of room for improvement. And we definitely want, just to have enough content on there so that when Google searches this, and they crawl this, they know exactly what you do and where you do it. And we want to make sure that we have a lot of keywords in here that people are searching. So I'm just going to go to Google for a minute, okay? Because I compared the competitors that I, went and looked at. And I'm going to tell you how I got here. Okay, so I've got Golf Games, Leesburg. You did come up one and you did come up here. Now, when I go to Golf Venues, Leesburg, you're down quite a bit. I don't even remember if you were on this page or not with the venues, but I think that I saw you on the map. So let me just look because I looked a lot of places. Yeah, here you are. Play the Par Social Club. So that's good. I mean, you're down here, but ideally, we definitely want to get you in these top three spots when people are searching. So then when I went to golf simulators, wanted to see what that would bring up. It brought up Golf House, GTR, this X Golf of Ashburn. So I did compare you to them. I also looked up this at Golf House, and then you're here, but I also looked up Top Golf just because we all know Top Golf is, one of the top name brands in that space. So I want to just see what kind of backlinks and what kind of keywords they have. But let's just talk about citations really quick. So what helps keep you in this map is called citations. And what citations are, they're basically directories. Okay. If you can remember, like yellow pages back in the day, all these companies were listed in the yellow pages. Well, those are just directories like Yelp, Better Business Bureau, House, all your socials, Facebook, Instagram, all of those are considered citations. There's a tons and tons of them. So you want to have as many directories that have your name, your address, and your phone number. The more authority that you have for Google, it lets Google know, one, you're consistent, two, you're a real business, right? And that you are listed, your name, address, and phone number are listed throughout all of these directories. So I have this tool, use Bright Local. And so I went in because I want to see how many citations you have. And I didn't find any. There was one actually. And it looks like Google. But I mean, here's some of the other ones, Bing, Better Business Bureau, MapQuest, Manta. I mean, there's tons of them. These are just some of the directories, but basically we want you to have a listing on every citation, that we possibly can. That just really helps with the Google map listing. So I wanted to let you know I found that. And what this shows me is these guys and these golf simulators, they probably have more citations than you. I didn't need to go in and do every company, and search every single one. I would probably get into doing that, if we decided to work together. I would go and find more information. But you are showing up down here. But seriously, we want to get you, right when people are searching, we want to get you right here in these top three. And then we want your website to be right here also. So the next thing I went and looked at is a tool called Ahrefs. So I did put your information. Here's your URL. And what this shows me is your traffic, for one, is really low. You only have 7 keywords. And then I want to look at the backlinking strategy and what your strength is here. So I just go in and I look at all of this really, and I do it across the board on your competitors. And you only got par pub, everything's par. You do have tap in golf, Leesburg, but you don't have anything like golf simulators, Loudoun County, golf simulators, Leesburg, indoor golf, all of those other words that people are going to be looking for. And then if I just go to your backlinking, and again, this is real technical stuff, I would really just want to go and get some very strong backlinks that your competitors have. And if you look at your backlinking, whoever is getting you these links, these are all spam. So these are doing you no favors. You don't want any of these type of links linked to your website, and all of yours are spam. So I wanted to show you that. So the next one I went into is Top Golf, because obviously, they are, they're huge, and people know them for their name. So I'm not really going to go look at their keywords, because I know most of their keywords are going to be branded keywords. But I mean, look at the traffic they're bringing in. And the main thing I want to know is their backlinks. But I mean, just their traffic alone, if we go into their traffic, we can see, what they're ranking for. Top Golf, Ashburn. Again, I expected them to be all Top Golf related, but if I dug deeper, I could definitely go find some local keywords that they probably have on their website. But if we go to their backlinks, now this is where we would go to the competition, and we would find out, where they're getting their authority backlinks, and then we would, copy them. We would copy them and want to go get some of these really trusted backlinking and have these kind of backlinks attached to your website, not the ones that have so much spam. So that's just another thing. Again, it gets real technical. I'm not trying to, really overwhelm you. And then if we just go to the @Golf House, again, they have more traffic. They have some keywords. They have backlinks and referencing domains. I would again go look at their backlinking. Let's just see if their keywords are more buyer intent. See, these are like golf simulator, Fairfax, or virtual golf range, driving range, indoor, but you still want the locations. Big Swing Golf of Virginia, near me. Williamsburg, we would want all of these words, all of these keywords, and we would want it for Loudoun County. And that would be our goal, is to find as many keywords that we could that particularly link to Loudoun County or Leesburg, Ashburn, something like that. And again, this company too has a lot of spam links. So that lets me know, honestly, if we go back here, and we go to the golf simulators, I mean, this would be pretty easy to beat them. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know, that's what I'm finding. And then when I go back to your page, if I go here, Let's just talk about the Google business profile because I do a lot of these companies. I manage a lot of these, and most of my clients are in the map pack. And so I want to see what you're doing. But again, I had to be very specific, Golf Games Leesburg, to even have you come up. We want you to show up for several different keywords, not just that. And I can tell that maybe you are managing this somewhat, but there's no Q and A's here. You are getting some reviews. That's good. This would have to be totally optimized. You want your description with all your keywords and it to be very optimized. Another thing you want to have is products. So you can list products on your profile and that helps. You want all your socials linked, and then you want to be posting regularly. So let's go back over here. Let me see what these guys are doing. I'll tell you if they're doing. They got one Q&A. They've got that. They've got one social. See, they're not even posting either. And so these are not optimized, which lets me know if I started managing this for you, we could definitely be in the maps. It would be fairly easy to get that done. Now these have one product. They got 3 Q&As. They've got descriptions. They've got their socials. But yeah, they're not even posting either on a regular basis. So super easy, super easy to get you ranking and having you show up here and then making sure that your website is showing in the Google organic search section, for all of these search terms, whether it's golf simulators, golf games, golf venues, social clubs. I mean, there's so many words that we can go after to get you more visibility. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll get this sent over to you, and we'll schedule a time to talk more. And like I said, I usually come to the happy hour events on Friday afternoon, so I'll be out of town next week. I don't know if I'll make it in this week, but I will send this over to you, and we'll talk soon. All right, Ryan, have a great day.